All right. Very special edition of Office Hours. We're gonna wait 1 second for YouTube. For any folks who are joining us there, special edition of Office Hours. Sax Gang.
What's up, everybody?
Hope y'all had a good Fourth.
I
can hear that.
Yeah, I did.
What's going on?
I was doing a lot of yelling last night. I was playing the street, playing the streets of New York City, and you know, I when I get excited, if you guys have ever been to a zoo show or like a chop show, I'll just scream at the top of my lungs. Sometimes.
Yeah.
When I'm really like fully amped up, and then it's later I just my voice is gone.
So that was last night on the streets?
Yeah. Yeah.
YouTube fam, can you hear our mics okay? And let us know if we need to boost Leo's with his.
Is that?
I'm digging it, dude. It's like you're almost like a different personality or something.
It's a different type of thing.
You know? Yeah, as long as it doesn't.
No, I mean this happens a lot on the road. I always end up reminding myself like this is like why I put T on the writer, but like, I always end up reminding myself like I can't scream that much, like limited to like one or two screams.
Yeah.
It's like every time I got done playing, it'd be like da 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 da, and I'd be like. Like painfully long. People are like, what?
It's like most people need to like limit themselves to one or two cookies. You need to limit yourself to one or two screens.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone's saying we're good. That's good. I'm glad we got the sound going. Welcome to Office Hours. This is a very special edition.
This is.
Literally just reunited like 5 minutes ago. Sorry, we're a little bit late, but we're here. Happy 4th, everybody. What did y'all do? Hi, Jeremy. What was the vibe? I took it real easy. I was just saying, I kind of wish I went out. But took it really easy breezy. I got so much sleep the other night. And I feel like I've had all this energy. But then I don't know if you have been feeling this, but it's been like recently it's a lot of energy, but it's really frazzled. And I think one of the reasons why my energy has been super frazzled these days is I've been on my phone and screens way more than like ever.
Yeah.
My phone told me today that it was like 64% up. And I think it's doing something to my focus. So I'm like trying to turn off my screens. It's just like a weird, I think and I'm doing my usual meditation and stuff, but I think it's just like an intake thing.
Yeah, I totally get that. I get like so addicted to it in like this weird way where like I'll just open my phone and I'll have a specific thing I need to do. Like I need to write an email or I need to like respond to something.
Yeah.
And then I'll just be like, it's weird. It's like my go-to is just like go to social media or go to something. And then just started scrolling, and like I forgot that like I even was gonna ever do anything.
I know. It's like me too. It's weird, like I leave doing the thing I'm doing. I come back, and then I'm like, wow, I actually don't remember what I was doing. Do any of you feel that way? But right now it's like the way that we're connecting with all of you. So you know, it's like very interesting. There's a lot of there are pros and cons to all of the technology and devices depending on how you use it and if you abuse it or don't abuse it. Someone's saying, can you talk loudly? I can talk loudly.
Sorry, I'll talk louder. I'm trying.
Leah's trying.
I missed my voice. I was screaming. I was doing I was yelling.
All right, well, we'll put the phone a little bit closer and see if that helps.
I was doing some busking yesterday and the night before, and you know, exciting.
Why is it only? I think. Sorry, we gotta put you far away because you're gonna. It's either you're gonna hear us better or you're gonna see half our faces. What's preferred?
I can talk. I'll try to talk louder.
Is it better? Okay.
I'll talk louder.
Hi to our friends in Spain. Josh is saying we don't blame you, Leo. You had a crazy few nights. Somebody is, yeah, sounds like
Yeah, I did. I did.
really cool. So, okay. So here's a little plan for office hours, everyone, and weigh in if you have thoughts on this. But I was thinking we would watch a few videos of people who have sent in, give our feedback, and so many of you wrote wonderful questions in our stories when we said ask us whatever you want that I'm thinking we'll do like a rapid fire Q&A session where we'll just go through as many questions as we can and just give our short answers to you. Um, it was great to see how many people want to know stuff.
Yeah.
So I know I enjoy watching some YouTube videos of people who just do kind of a Q&A section. So I thought that might be fun. Let us know if you think so too. But meanwhile, let's go to some videos. And by all means, everyone, like keep chatting and tell us where you're tuned in from and what's happening with you this weekend. Because we love seeing. All right, so let's see. We have. So there's a girl who sent in um, some past stuff for office hours, and I am so glad she resent in the other day because for some reason I couldn't find her video, but she just sent another video. So let's take a look at hers first. Um, and also, if you guys have questions as we're live, you can use the Q&A and we will see it. Okay. Brain focus. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here we go. So why don't we actually take a listen to her most recent video? Um, this is at QWASUNSKA. Q Wasanka, I think. Um, let's see what's up. I can already tell that we got some cool outfits going on. So, oh, welcome to the mountain. Okay, here we go. Oh my God. Oh my
That's awesome.
Yeah, wow. At Q Wasanka.
Kiwasanka.
Girl,
That's sick.
dang. Yeah,
That's a cool video. Like, good job doing the video.
really good job. She
Um,
even got the strobes in there, the lighting effects.
yeah, I wonder if she did that all herself. Like, that was really good.
Yeah, if you're watching, we'd like to know.
The effects are really cool. It was just, it's cool. Like, I definitely want to preach the importance of like figuring out how to record yourself and make videos yourself and stuff. Like, I honestly just started being able to do that, but it's really, really helpful. The more stuff you can do, the better.
Definitely. And it's
Basically.
and it's something that's y'all will probably continuously it's a continuous journey of iterating on once you get one thing down, I'm still trying to get some audio stuff down and then it's like you said add the videos. She's obviously going a step forward to add her costumes and I love that killer look too.
Yeah, she she had a good like kind of attitude to the playing that was cool. Um, Definitely like sold it, you know.
Yeah. Playing was super solid. I love that she covered a Rammstein song. That's what we like to see at Too Saxy. All sorts of we got all sorts of genres and players. But
That's great.
yeah, fantastic. Wow, what a great way to start office hours. Okay, so let's keep moving. This is at Mingus Bingus. Okay, all
Mingus
right.
Bingus.
At Mingus Bingus. Um, and he wrote a message saying he really digs the duo, which is very sweet of him. Um, let's take a listen to Mingus Jingus. Let's turn this up too. All right, here we go, here we go.
Music.
All right, Mingus Bingus in the house.
I think that would fall under techno house sax.
I'd say so.
It was very cool. I like the power chord effect kind of where you're just kind of like you kind of hear the fifth in there when you're playing that those like A's and C's. I think could have the could be in a different key, but it sounded like it was like A's and C's.
Yeah, and I like how he did the triplets at the end too.
Yeah,
These are like added. He added some nice musical layers as he went. Da 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 da. I like how he looks really free when he's playing too. It's just like it's kind of cool, man. You're just like jamming in the kitchen, and I'm like getting the vibe that you're feeling, just feeling it in the moment. Um, Good sound.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool. It was good energy. I think it would be great if you added drums,
Ooh,
a drum
yeah.
set going on with that, and then maybe another like top line kind of person, maybe a tenor sax or alto sax or trumpet or trombone, or it would be cool with like a melody over it. Um, yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, man, you could bring them. Well, I guess you'd have to do this in a social distancing, safe way, but you could have the kitchen series where everyone's playing and jamming in the kitchen. That's a vibe, right in front of the fridge.
Someone said my mic's off. I don't know if that's
It's
true or
off.
maybe
Leo's mic is off.
maybe it's just that my voice is so gone that is it on?
Y'all let us know
Is
if
it working?
on YouTube. No,
Yeah.
Leo's quiet, his voice hurts. Let's see if we can bump you up. Can you
Yeah.
talk for a sec?
Talk, talk, talk. La 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 la. Somewhere over the rainbow.
Okay, you're in between. Let's bump you. Okay.
All right,
Is that
is that
louder?
better?
We're like for some reason this interface is maxed out, but oh, it's much better. Better?
Okay, cool. I'm gonna try to speak my loudest, guys.
They're going ooh. Yeah, so that was I'm curious how many of you, Sax Gang, how many of you are playing with other members of either your band or jamming with other friends? I know this is kind of a weird time to ask because maybe you've been not able to meet with friends now, but on a before
Back in
COVID,
back in the good old days.
back when stuff was yeah, not so weird.
Yo, this could like
Hardly ever. So are some of you just kind of practicing and jamming yourself? And if you are playing with other members and band members, I'm just curious to know, is it like where do you meet those people that you're playing with? Is it jam sessions? Is it school? Is it like online? Someone saying just me. Um, yeah, I just want to get a little glimpse into your world. I play Barry. My friend plays alto. Oh, someone's taking lessons with Wenzel, but need to pay for some more. Okay. I bet Wenzel's a great teacher. I mean,
I,
I don't know. You know him.
yeah, I mean, he's a great dude.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Oh,
I think he'd be a great teacher.
yeah. I love this. Setting up a jam session in front of my house with my friends. Yes, yes. Okay, let's keep going. Thank you, Mingus Bingus. So we have actually our past teaching assistant from your Techno House Sax workshop, our dear friend Jeremy Fagan. Jeremy sent in, and we love seeing how y'all are doing and progressing. And Jeremy, I think you've been a part of like most of our workshops, so it's really super dope to see.
Yeah, Jeremy's awesome.
Yeah, man. He did a great job transcribing your stuff too.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, I'm seeing we got a band thing going on. So Jeremy, give us a little context if you're online. Who are these cats? Would definitely would like to know. All right, where is the thing? All right, here we go. So Jeremy Fagan, he's got some cats with him. Let's check it out. Yeah, man.
Nice. I like that song.
I too.
Is that original?
Got like super
Good,
chill.
good feel. Good vibes.
Yeah, definitely.
Good vibes.
Good vibes, Jeremy. Um, it reminds me a bit of I follow this playlist called Chill Hop, and they got some. I feel like I don't know. You can check it out, Jeremy. Maybe
Chill hop.
some similar, yeah, musical inspiration there. Yeah, man. I'll go first. I think I absolutely love seeing everybody still making music with this square setup and people being able to send in their videos. I'm assuming y'all are maybe a band or at least friends. Um, I like the feel a lot. I like that tempo. It's not an easy tempo. Um, I think, as you get more and more into the production of this, it could be really cool to hear like a Rhodes sound with your keys player. Might give it a nice kind of neo soul vibe, maybe add some delay, some reverb. That might be a fun thing for y'all to play around with the sound and colors of your instruments. I think compositionally, and I would want to hear this a few more times again. And I know it's, we're asking all you to send just a minute clip in, so it's hard to really hear the whole composition of things. Actually, I'm gonna take a really. Let me just play a little bit of that again because I don't want to say something that I. I like that chord change right there. That's really nice. That was unexpected. Yeah. So, okay, so the only thing I'm pondering and is like where does the melody stop and the improv begin? Unless all of that was improv, I would like to kind of hear more of a repetitive melody to kind of know that was the head. And then I think like 8 bars later, you really start to go into your soloing. And if this is a free form improv and I'm getting completely wrong, then it's super rocking what you're making up. But I'd like to kind of leave maybe being able to hum a melody. And right now it seems like um, kind of one section goes into the next section, and I'm not quite sure where the soloing is beginning. But I really do like that chord change that you added in. I like the vibe, and I think you got something. You got something there.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was a cool song. I like the changes. Um, I mean, honestly, I disagree with you in that like it was kind of ambiguous the melody as far as like was it improvising or not. Like yeah, it's just like I feel like if it was a little more solid, a little more catchy, I try to make. I always talk to students about being like digestible for like the average listener. Um, you kind of want to appeal to everybody. I mean, not everybody, but you want to appeal to more people, get your music out there more. So, a lot of times I'll write a melody and I'll be like, I'm gonna make it more simple. I want to make it more simple.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes I'm even like worried. Uh, so what I do when I want to know if a melody is good, is I show it to people that aren't musicians.
Ah, yes.
I feel like I get some of the best feedback from people that aren't musicians. I talk to my brother a lot about like whether or not he likes a song. Like he'll help me a lot with like
Hmm.
I'd be like, because he listens to a lot of like hip hop and like EDM and for him it's all about like a catchy little like line, little horn line, little hook like, and a lot of times, especially with horns, that's what people want, and like it might seem over simple or whatever, but I think that's a good way to reach more audience. And then it's like once you have some popular songs and once you have a legit fan base, then like you can do whatever you want. Like Stevie Wonder had songs that were crazy, like that were like so much going on, tons of chords, like
Mm-hmm.
almost like free jazz. Like I'm trying to think of the one. I can't. uh, In the in the in the Stevie Wonder album, keys in the song
Oh,
of
the of life.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's one. Sorry, I really just want to
Yeah,
find
no,
it.
find it.
There's one song that like is like uh, it's like super. Um,
And I'm curious which
sorry,
one.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Does anyone have any guesses? Y'all know that record? Is it called Songs in the Key of Life?
Yeah,
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 it's a
yeah.
great, great Stevie Wonder record.
Which
Somebody's saying people care about groove more than chord
oh,
changes.
contusion.
Oh, yeah, let's hear some of that. I love this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like huge, fusion out. Woo!
Like, you know what I mean? It sounds like a Frank Zappa thing. Like,
Yeah,
but like,
there's a lot of notes in
I
there.
remember hearing that album and being like, yeah, like this isn't gonna be the single. This isn't gonna be the like this is not like the
I just called to
yeah.
say
It's not like
I
isn't she
love
lovely?
you.
Like
Right.
it's not like it's not like the majority of people go to Stevie Wonder shows being like, oh, if he doesn't play contusion, that's that's what we danced to at our wedding.
It's like the deep cut.
So
It's what we danced to it. Wow, yeah.
so I guess my point is like I would suggest trying to write something a little more catchy. Um, d- Ask non-musician people that don't necessarily listen to a lot of saxophone or listen to a lot of jazz or listen to a lot of songs with a lot of chords in them. Ask them what they think. To be honest, I think that helps a lot with my creative process, because sometimes as musicians we can get out of touch of like people that aren't musicians.
Yeah, I love that. I also do that sometimes when I send songs to either like family and friends who aren't musicians, or even to like singer-songwriter friends. And I guess I'll pick which song I want to send to people. And I'm also I'm pretty aware of when a song is ready to be sent to someone, because sometimes I might be working on something and that's not the time that I would want to send it to someone, because I'm not like open to feedback, if that makes sense. But then when I feel like I've kind of created the most complete version, and have an idea of what the song is, in the event that, say, I am writing a song that I want people to sing along with, yeah, I'll sometimes send it to a friend and be like, hey, is this like grab your attention? Is it
Yeah.
catchy? The other thing I noticed with some of my past songs is like I wrote a hook that I thought was something people could sing. And then interestingly enough, I heard some people singing it and they kept the rhythm and everything, but they changed like one note. And it's like a very slight change. And they obviously thought they heard it like that. And I just thought that was fascinating, because I'm like, okay, then there's something about my original melody that maybe is not the most intuitive thing for people to sing.
Uh,
It's just interesting to me. Yeah. Good stuff there. All right, so we're gonna do some rapid fire questions right now, everybody, and then we'll get back into some video stuff. Got some good questions coming in. Okay. Um, what's a good way? I think this is gonna be an interesting challenge for us. Bless you. This is gonna be an interesting challenge for us to see if we can answer them in like 2 sentences. I'm not the greatest at this, so I don't know. I just saw a YouTube video last night and I thought that was a fun little thing. What's a good way to start gigging? I'm 16, so I can't gig in bars, sadly.
um, I would suggest playing on the street somewhere, um, make a demo that you can give to people in maybe coffee shops. There's places other than bars you can play, coffee shops, or, try to reach out to whoever you know. Sometimes they have uh, concerts in parks, like a concert in the park series or something, or you know, see see who is getting gigs and try to befriend them. Try to find ways to get around your issue of only being 16, not being able to get into a lot of clubs, um, and just yeah, just reach out to people, and then if all that fails, you can always perform on the street. You
Mm.
know.
I like that. I would say jam sessions when they're back is a great way to, it's not necessarily gigging under your own name, but great way to meet people. Also, start to do live streams and get yourself out there on the internet. Cool. Uh, Here we go. Next question. How long have you guys played saxophone?
Um, Probably like 15 years, 16 years.
Yeah, I started when I was 12, so 16 years. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
really.
god, I feel so old. Ugh,
Yeah.
ugh.
Sometimes I feel like I was talking about the other day. I was like, oh, someone was like, when did you do a Carnival cruise? I work on Carnival cruise lines, and I was like, oh, my first contract was 10 years ago, and I was like, what? 10 years ago
Right?
the first time I played on a cruise ship. Like,
Oh my gosh. That's gonna happen to all you at some point. You'll be like, wait, what? Did I just say 10 years? Okay, what's the best advice you have for writing a song? Great question. My best advice for you is to sing your melodies. That's really gonna be how you find your catchiest stuff. I always sing my melodies before I play them on any instrument, no matter how simple or complex they are.
nice. Wait, sorry. What was the question? I was
What's
zoned
your
out.
best tip for, I think it was, what's your best tip for songwriting?
Um, Jamming, and then finding something, and then just going to different places. I call it guess and check, being like, oh, maybe I'll go to C, maybe I'll go to D, maybe I'll go to D sharp, maybe I'll go to whatever. Like, it just, I don't know. I feel like when I just keep on trying different things, and just it comes to me,
Yeah.
you know.
All right. What would you have done if you had no success with your music? Good question.
Maybe fashion. Maybe I would try to work in fashion somehow, or yeah, I don't know.
I think I still would be doing something creative. Maybe I'd be doing like like creative writing for like television stuff, for movies, script writing. Um, or I might be in like the health and wellness world. Um, you know, I have fascination with learning more about oneself and kind of that journey of self discovery and a mix of like therapy and um, yeah, self discovery.
Nice.
Yeah, really good questions. I'm just picking random ones, everyone. There's so many questions that came in, or just kind of like looking over and um, how should I improve on bending? I'll jump in there. Really important to find some flexibility with the roof of your mouth. So one thing I like to do is do like a yawn method. So if you do a half yawn right now, you'll feel things inside of your throat and your roof of your mouth moving. And so that's a really key thing for when I do bends.
I just really loosened my bottom lip. Just trying to play super flat. I don't know. I never really bend up. So yeah, I just try to.
What is a good way to start out owning a sax out of high school without being broke? Oh, good question. So there's a lot of options out there as far as saxophones, and there's different price points. And it's not to say anybody needs to get, you know, a custom Z Yamaha or, any vintage, really expensive horns. The most important thing is that you play the horn and that you know, that it's working well for you. I just saw Better Sax the other day. He did a video where he reviews a $250 Amazon saxophone to his his main sax, and like it sounded pretty decent. It was a $250 saxophone from Costco. I haven't tried it personally, but I was shocked. So there's options.
Yeah. Um, you can just get a cheap sax, whatever. I don't know. It's a good place to start, especially like um, if you don't if you don't want to make a huge commitment. Like my mom bought me like a super cheap flute for my birthday one year, and it was just like I played it a little bit, and I was like, I just don't like playing flute at all. And I'm just really glad she got me a cheap one because sometimes
Right.
you just need to like know how serious you want to take it.
That's true.
It's kind of like start with something, and then maybe if you really really are into it, move on.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to some videos. Great, great questions coming in. The next video we're going to watch is at Trevor112A. So glad y'all are sticking with us. We got a lot of peeps on YouTube as well. Let's see what's up with you, Trevor. Go. Right, short and sweet. At Trevor112.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Um, I thought it sounded good. You're like a full tone. It was like bright. Um, I think you should work with like maybe a tuner a little more. I feel like there's some pitchy problems. Um, but it sounded good. Yeah, that would be my main thing when I would just say like go through the horn, work on the intonation. Um, but yeah, it sounded good. Keep going.
Yeah, I would I think you actually got a really cool melody right there. Totally butchering it there, but I almost could hear you expand just on that melody. Like it's pretty cool. It's like some unusual intervals.
Yeah.
Maybe explore that into a song. It could be a vibe. All right, man. Okay, so This next one is at that one kid in back 666. Y'all with your usernames. All right, let's see what that kid in the back has for us. Oh, I see a clarinet and violin. I like it. Sax King is expanding.
One, two, one, two, three.
Yeah. Wait, what's the title of that song? I should know that. Somebody help us out. What's the title of that one?
I don't know. I've heard it though. It's definitely a jazz
It's got a
standard.
bop head. Come on, everybody. Sax King, show up, show up. What's the name? We're blanking. We're blanking. Uh, that's. I don't think it's Olio. No, but that. Oh, Doxy. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That was one of the first jazz songs that I learned. I love this combination of clarinet and cello. It's
Yeah.
really a
It
vibe.
was nice. It's refreshing.
Yeah. Did 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 do did da 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 da. I think there might have been a couple of notes that might have been missing that I'm used to playing. Maybe that was a purposeful thing on your end. Um, I would say really like keep it up with exploring this counterpoint between clarinet and cello. I think it sounds really dope. Not something that I see. Um, I don't know if I've yeah really don't see that pairing often, and I love how you guys are integrating harmony. Um, and I thought it worked really well over kind of this jazzy song. I'd say just keep at it. Do more. Do more.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. I like the rings. The clarinet player was wearing like a bunch of rings. Oh, really cool look.
Oh yeah.
Um, and the clarinet tone was really nice. Definitely keep playing. It sounds great. I'd want to hear maybe some more embellishments, maybe with the melody, a little more, maybe some improvising.
Mm.
Um, I thought it was solid, but I want to see more personality out of both the players because I don't know. It's just more exciting to me when something's a little more unique. It was just a pretty straight ahead version of the song. I'd like to hear, do something different with it. Maybe some growling on the clarinet,
Mm.
maybe a little, trill or some type of flourish to make it a little more interesting. But I thought
Yeah.
it sounded good.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right, everybody. So with our last few minutes, hit us with some questions real time. Let's see what we can get at. I think somebody had a question a little bit earlier that uh, somebody was asking. Um, somebody was asking a little earlier what my favorite jazz etudes are, and like resources for practicing. On the top of my head, Lenny Nyhouse has some good etudes. That might be a good one to kind of just open up and practice, sight reading and getting rhythms. Also, I think if you opened up like the Omnibook, I don't know, if you all have it right in front of you right now. Omnibook is a great resource for learning
Omnibook is
bebop.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Parker solos. If you want to get better at jazz language and etudes and reading. Highly recommend opening that book up. Real book, testing your sight reading, good stuff there.
Yo, person that said, when you gonna cover a Juice World song? What song would we cover? Like, I don't know. Like, what song? I love Juice World.
I don't know what that is.
That's the artist.
Oh,
He's actually dead, but
does he have a new album? Or it's
he died.
oh.
He might have a new album.
I
Uh,
just got
he
mad
died
skeptical.
like months ago.
Oh, how'd he die?
Uh,
Something.
a drug overdose.
Mm.
But he was like on a plane and he had a bunch of drugs and maybe I should talk about this. Never mind. He tried to take all of them so like that like cops wouldn't find them and he overdosed.
Oh.
But yeah, I really like Juice World.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Maybe that one song that was like really popular. Can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, which one? Which one? SS is your username. Uh, okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. All right, questions. Let's see.
Lucid Dreams. Okay, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, that'd be a cool one to cover.
Yeah, should check it out. Oh, dude, by the way, great video that you choreographed and were in with the
yes.
Shaghorns.
Yes.
Did you all see it? I hope y'all checked it out. We shared it on our story the other day, but it's officially out. How you feeling about it?
Good. I mean, I don't. We kind of couldn't do any more takes. I still feel like it could have been more perfect, but we kind of couldn't do any more takes at the time because it's actually crazy. We shot it like right at the beginning of like COVID stuff was going on.
And that was
so,
quite the production. You got like
yeah.
skaters, you got the big cake.
Yeah. And it was just like, I don't know. It was just, we only had a certain amount of time before the place closed. And it was just like, I thought it was good, but like, I feel like we were like close to we were close to perfection, but I thought it was good.
Yeah, I right off the bat just like loved the vibe, the choreography. It was great when you came out of the cake.
Yeah.
I also think the guys just looked very animated and the moves looked very natural on them.
So people that are just joining us, I lost my voice because I was busking and just yelling really loud like last night and yesterday. And I'm also, another thing is like I'm just not used to it. So it's like my throat is like, yo.
This is yeah, he's healthy and well.
Yeah.
Just horse. This is a question on Instagram. How do you guys jump around while playing without running out of breath? I'm gonna go first on this because um, I think I have a lot of work to do in this regard. To be honest, I do run out of breath quite a bit sometimes, and sometimes when you see me take a pause and not play, I'm actually just getting my breath back. Um, I I don't personally have like a technique with this. When we play together, I'm probably at my most out of breath because we also go really hard with the music. Like sometimes we're playing, um, something that really ramps up, and then we start to jump and we start to, I'm getting so excited about what we're playing. I'd honestly say a lot of times the adrenaline is just like pumping through me, and just in it. But I don't have like a technique. What about you?
I take a lot of fast breaths. I also just know when I'm running out of breath, so I try to do other stuff that's like more like low impact, low intensity, but I do it in a way that, kind of tricks the audience into not knowing that I'm taking a break. For example, if you look at my BBC Proms video, you could see that like I'm dancing a lot in the first two A's when I'm soloing. I'm dancing a lot. And then when the bridge comes, I'm like boo boo doo 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 doo, and I'm like kind of distracting the audience by like doing stuff with my hand and playing this simpler melody, but like in reality, I'm just like about to pass out and I need to play something chill. So like I do a lot of stuff where like I'll kind of distract people with like a hand movement or you know just bending back like whoa, because that's like there's a lot of showy things you can do without being too intense and just doing it over and over and over and over again, hitting the streets hard.
I think that's also musically adds a really great dimension, and it's quite seamless when you do it because the musical ideas connect,
Yeah.
and I think that's kind of something that y'all takes practice to kind of connect just what you're playing with also putting your expression into other ways through your body or whatever you're doing, but it's definitely a fun thing to work on simultaneously as you're practicing your axes. Someone saying genius, love from Argentina. Super cool, man. Okay. How 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 did you expose yourself when you first started as a musician? I think maybe the question, as I'm taking it, is, yeah, how did we like first get out there when we were first musicians or first started as musicians? Is that what it sounds like? How did you
um
expose yourself when you first started as a musician? I think that's the vibe.
okay.
I had a very different. I'm really very grateful for my start in music. It was certainly not something I saw coming. It was very unusual in the way that I started professionally performing and recording when I was 12 years old. And, very, very lucky to have a lot of support starting that young of an age from my parents, from the music community, from amazing teachers, singing at jam sessions, playing with my teachers. And things really started to snowball for me of just like getting invites to sit in at jam sessions. And at one point, I remember Harry Connick Jr. saw me play and he said, "Hey, come jam with me in the band tonight at our big performance." And I was like, what? He like pulled me aside. It was like, "Bring your axe." I'm like, "Okay." Like I didn't even know I didn't know if we were gonna play, but I certainly was gonna show up. I was so nervous. Same thing, getting to like play and sit in with Dave Brubeck, which I nearly lost my cool. Dave Brubeck was an incredible man, very very happy and passionate, and incredible composer and piano player. And Paul Desmond was like my first love, one of my first loves for saxophone players growing up. So for me, it was like very, I started really young. I had an amazing support system from my teachers who would literally bring me on stage, have me, perform at jam sessions. I kind of got into the network of the Boston community, the Boston music community, pretty quickly, and at the same time was going out to see music. My parents would take me to Scholars Jazz Club, to a lot of different shows, a lot, a lot. I kind of grew up there, like watching music. And at one point, the legendary Boston music promoter, well, New England music promoter, Fred Taylor, who ran Scholars and also gave, you know, he would bring in Miles Davis and a lot of legendary players, Diana Ross, back in the day. He would just let me come into Scholars and just sit at the bar and meet all the musicians coming through, the internationally known musicians, Everyone passed through at that time, jazz legends, and then I get to meet them. Sometimes would even get to sit in with them. Um, so I feel very fortunate that I was just really able to kind of be in like the professional music world with people that I was looking up to from a very young age. And there's nothing that will make you play better, everybody, than stepping up to the hot plate. And I highly recommend that you do that no matter what the situation is, whether you're going to a jam session for the first time or whether you're, you know, mustering the courage to play a solo for the first time. It's so easy to say to ourselves, and I'm speaking from experience here, like, oh, I don't know, I'm not ready. Like, but if you just do it, if you just like kind of force yourself to step up to the hot plate, or maybe it's, sitting in, if you get an invitation to sit in with someone and you think you're not ready, like, well, say yes, do that thing. And, I was amazed at how fast my growth, my musicianship would just skyrocket at that point. And it was not because I practiced more. It was literally being in that musical setting. And like I said, just like being on the hot plate and you're going to step up and deliver something. And that's when all of your practice, all of your honing in on your craft really comes into play. It's in those moments where you get to, you know, perform on stage, sit in with someone. If we invited you to play with Too Saxy right now, like, we'd want you to step up to the hot plate, Each one of you, if we said, like, come join us on stage, hopefully you'd say yes, and you'll learn a lot in that moment.
Yeah, for me it was more rebellious. Like I felt like people didn't notice me. I feel like no one was asking me to sit in anything, and I was getting bad, like okay, mediocre gigs, and I wasn't getting paid a lot, and I was really down on myself. And it was like the subway, the first one I got offered, like, hey, come play in the subway, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a try, whatever. It was like that first time I was like, there's no rules here. There's no one judging me. I don't have to ask to play here. I just show up and I take my sax out and I just have to entertain people 100%. So it was like, I just did that. I got super obsessed with that, super addicted to that. And that became the scene that I was a part of because it's a very different scene than other scenes, other musical scenes. Um, and then through that, I became recognized. And then people wanted me to do stuff with them, work with them, sit in with them. Um, because I guess I didn't truly understand the potential of my own talent. And I wasn't confident enough at that time to believe that I could dance and play sax. Like I had to really work on it and I had to get the feedback from the people and their donations. And so for me, it was very, yeah, it was like that's what opened everything. The subway, or street performing. Um, and now I feel like I could reach a lot of people, and a lot of people are down to play with me or have me on the record or whatever. So, yeah, it's been really cool.
Yeah, I love that. It's like everybody is coming at it from such different avenues, and whether you create your own scene, right, or whether you're thrown into some musical context that, sitting in with people or band leading or playing in someone else's band, creating a band. There's so many ways to do it. One thing that I really enjoy about our time together, and the more that we've taught and talk about a lot of concepts, is some of the things and some of our stories are like literally polar opposite. Like even how we got started and like exposed on the scene. And then some of the things, the way that we teach is also really different. And then there's some things that really align, and I don't know, it's constantly fascinating every time we talk because there's just so many times that I like say something and you'll say something super opposite.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
kind of, we've both been on our path, and at some point we met each other and aligned. And,
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
plenty of things that we also have, in common or think about similarly.
Yeah. Yo, in chat, I'm fine. People are like so concerned about me. I
Oh.
I yell a lot whenever I perform in the street because I have to say the name of the band, what's going on. I'm not used to it. I was yelling a bunch yesterday when I was performing. I feel great. I usually go through a day where my throat is all dried up. It's very common. This happens to me on tour all the time, and I think I'm just not used to yelling that loud. And especially last night, there was a lot of fireworks. There was a lot of noise, so I had to really project.
I'm glad you're not worried because the first thing when I heard him, I was like all of you. I'm like, oh my God, what's the matter? And
It's whatever. And it's not even that I lost my voice. It's just like it's just hoarse.
yeah, well, The one time I lost my voice, it was a disaster. And that's like as a singer too, I'm like all I think about is like, oh, inflamed vocal cords. Like I'm like, you don't have to talk. I lost my voice once, and I had a performance that the next day, and I literally was just quiet. I was typing on the phone to all the sound engineers, and I barely got a squeak of a voice back the next day. The good thing was it was a very short performance. It was only like a showcase thing. We played like 3 songs, but it was rough. Also, not talking for like 2 days was really wild. It was a very interesting experience. Maybe I just do that again in the future because I thought it was really different. All right, gang. Thanks for joining us for a very special edition of Office Hours. Hope you had a great 4th of July. We'll be back next week, and we're working on some stuff. So as always, we'll keep you posted. And be well, everybody. Be well.